In this video, I share 17 habits that made me rich. And hi, if you're new to my channel, I'm Felicia. I'm a former actuary, property investor, and I retired early. And in this channel, I share ways that I got through financial education. And I share things like mindset, money, and wealth creation tips so that you can retire sooner than I did. Right. 17 habits that made me rich. Simon Sinek talks about start with why. And that's one reason why I became rich. I focused on my why was to help my mum to move from her council house, her buy her property and retire her early. So I had a very strong why from a very young age. So I think that really helped me because I started young and because I was focused on my mum to make sure she was financially at peace and was okay financially. I studied hard at A-levels, went to university, became an actuary. So the why to help mum, focus my mind to study hard, get a high paid job and be in a position to look after her, my kids and myself. So why? So that's one reason. I think one habit or one thing that got me to be in a position of financial peace and to retire early. So start with why. Who do you want to help, or why are you doing this? Why do you want to get to a position of being financially free? Have a big why and write that down, and then review that on a weekly or daily basis to reinforce your habits so that you take actions in the right direction to get to a position of financial peace. Focus on the end goal. Why are you doing this? And yes, why are you doing this? That really helps you to focus your mind and take action. So if you've got a distraction come your way, you can just buff that away and go, look, I'm going to focus on that, on this. This is what I'm going to, this is my end goal. I want to be financially free. I want to have more time with my kids, or to live in a nice big villa. Whatever your requirement is, have that end goal and review that on a daily basis, and that really focuses your mind. Take daily action. So if you write down your goals and you review it on a daily basis at the end of each day or beginning of each day, that would focus your mind to take daily action to move towards your goal. So just having it written down, you've got a higher chance of things happening and achieving that goal. That's what Brian Tracy refers to in his talks. Have a strong belief in yourself, to believe. So if you think about a book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, having a strong desire and faith that you can do it makes a difference. So you think, yeah, I really want to do that. For me personally, I really wanted to make my mum financially secure. So I was driven to study hard. I just not study. I had a nurture love for learning and to take the right steps to get to a position where I could have a high paid job so I could help her. So having that believe that you do want that. Have different plans in place. Have plan A, B, C, D. So the focus is to get to the end goal, but plan A may not work. So you may have to have plan B, C, D. So have different plans of actions to get you there. You know, life throws you a curveball. So it's not a direct path to your end goal. So you need to be able to maneuver in and out to get to that end goal, to have A, B, C, D. And one book I did read in my late 20s was a book by a friend, recommended by a friend, who moved that cheese. And that essentially talks about having plan A, B, C, D in place, because life is going to throw you curveballs. Have a can-do attitude that, yeah, I can do it. If that person's doing it, we're both human, we're both breathing the same air, that I can do it as well. So having that can-do, I can do it. I may not be able to do it now, but I can ask the right questions, approach the right people, read the right books, and get the right skill set so I can be in a position to do it. So the can-do attitude was very important in my life. It really led me to move it forward. Like for instance, when I wanted to go to university, I was brought up in West London, inner city, Shepherd's Bush, comprehensive school. Teachers wanted us to leave school at 16 and go back and go to work and work in retail, but my mum had better vision for us. So I basically said I could do it. So studied hard, went to library, taught myself my A-level maths and stuff, and got into university, and at top 10 university, and managed to get to a profession, which is, I didn't know was that rare, was difficult to get into, but I did it because I wanted to get to my end goal. So having the can-do attitude does make a difference. Improving your financial literacy. So again, I was quite lucky because I became an actuary. Part of my professional studies is to study things like economics, investments, pensions. So that was my life. But if that's not in your professional scope, then make a date with yourself to read a book, one book a month about financial literacy, listen to podcasts, listen to different YouTube channels on finance, and increase your financial literacy, because you only know what you know and you don't know what's out there. So by reading books or listening to people, that will make a difference on financial literacy. Taking ownership that no one's going to come and save you. So if it's going to happen, it's up to you. So just like taking that on board, I focused on getting to university and getting to a really good job that paid well. So it's taking that ownership that life, it's up to you in life to do what you want to get out of life. Jim Rohn once said that, I'll read the quote: "We must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret or disappointment." So I don't want regret or being disappointed, so it's just being disciplined and saying, like, having things in action. So I'm going to have a plan of action and taking daily steps each day to get better. So that refers to my last point, is to have the 1% rule. So promise yourself that you'll get 1% towards getting better towards your goal and reaching your goal. So that could be, for instance, I'm doing this YouTube thing, creating a YouTube channel to help as many people to get more financially literate, and that's based on my past years or 30 years of being an actuary, so pension stuff and investment and property investment. So by trying to get 1% better in this YouTube channel, and then that's my goal. And even like when I was trying to pass my exams to become a qualified actuary, I had to get 1% better so that I could be in the top 5% to pass, because that's, again, in my profession, it was more, the pass rate was like 5%, really low. So it was the 5% of top percent, or top 10% of people who already were good at maths, were really brainy, but as to qualify as an actuary, it was based on the cohort, very intelligent cohort. It was still based on the top 10-15% that would get pass those exams. So I had to learn from a very young age to get 1% better each time. So I come from a comprehensive school, inner city comprehensive school. It was like a tall order, but because I was determined, had my goal in the end to help mum, it was like 1% better. It was something I've always applied to my life. So having that 1% framework to get better and taking daily action. So those are the habits I developed over the years to make me rich. So which ones resonate with you? Comment below. And again, thanks again for listening to this video, and I'll see you in the next video.